We're running it.
All right. Let's do it.
Hi, welcome to Podcassidy. I woke up 5 minutes ago. So we're doing really well today. We got LinkedIn's mom here, Shelby.
Hi, sweetie.
How are you?
I'm great. How was your nap, sweetie?
It was good until I realized it was like past time. I was like, why is Shelby calling me? We still have like an hour. We did not have an hour.
It's like, oh no. Yeah, that's okay. We all need nappies.
Yeah, and I never take naps either.
Me neither.
Because I will sleep for like 8 hours straight. I don't really take naps. I sleep for the night.
Yeah. Right.
And I knew that was a risk when I laid my head down.
Yeah.
I won't do it this time. I won't do it this time. Yes. And I somewhat did it this time. It was for 2.5 hours. So
no worries. I'm gonna have to pull up the chat. Hi, y'all. Hopefully
I know.
Make it all
I know. I was pulling it up and literally I see the comments like coming in while I'm freaking trying to process this.
I got it muted. Hi, y'all.
Yeah, even Max called it out. Cassie slept in past the start time, literally.
Yeah. Yeah, I texted him. I was like, hey, tell everybody, give us a second.
Yeah. I needed it.
No worries.
Yeah, we have oh my god, I don't even remember what I said that we were going to talk about today. I feel I'm still trying to get it together.
Yeah, we talk about so much, Cassidy. I think so. Toxic positivity. I do remember that one.
Yep.
We did want to talk about that. Oh gosh, a couple things. Do you want to start there?
We'll talk about that, and then we also talked about parasocial relationships a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good one. I definitely want to talk about that too.
We have
Shelmer Fudd. Hey Josh. I love that. That's so cute.
No, Jordan's here.
Jordan!
Max, Josh, David and Kelly. Jared's here. Will's here.
Wow.
Matthew's here. It's like the OG crowd.
Yay!
All of the
all my babies. Yay!
Yeah. Matthew said the nap hangover is real. No, for real. Like,
yes.
Do you guys see lines from my CPAP machine? My CPAP mask? Because that was what I thought was going to happen.
Man, it's the worst. Babies, like when they nap on you, I swear they have like sleepy dust. Like, it doesn't matter. They like make you go to sleep. It's like every time. It's crazy. Yeah. Hi, Denzel. That's a new face. Welcome. Or not face.
I know.
Letter.
Do you like how his headline is also hello wave Denzel Boundary, and then that's also the comment that he left?
I have
seen him come in a couple times. Always grateful when he's here. It's always the only thing that he says.
It's like a Vlad with just the fire, right?
Yeah. So you know what? Yeah. I appreciate it. Thanks, Denzel. Yeah. What's the deal with toxic positivity? Because something that you and I have in common that I very much appreciate is the fact that, like, well, I guess I don't want to speak for you, but I know from where I have come from, like, the positivity that I come with is rooted in a lot of gratitude for just the fact that, like, I am where I am, and the fact that I didn't basically succumb to, like, the circumstances that I could have. So I do have to be very mindful when I'm trying to encourage people that I'm not, like, trying to push them too far past that. Because I also recognize that I have pushed myself like very far too.
Yeah.
So I don't know. How do you feel, Shelby? What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree. I see a lot of myself in you too, Cassidy. I think we do have similar backgrounds and like I don't know if you've ever heard the term parentification. Have you ever heard that term? So
Mm-mm.
essentially
Tell me,
it
doctor.
happens to a lot of us who had to like grow up fast, who had hard backgrounds, right? You know, you and I have shared things privately about our
Yeah.
backgrounds that are very similar. Um, and it's, you know, it can be difficult to hold multiple truths. You know, I had to overcome a lot in my life. I feel like if I listed everything out, if I trauma dumped on y'all right now, you would be like, dang, yeah, she has every reason to hate life, but I don't. I love life and it's a choice some days, right? But I feel like, so going back to the parentification, I feel like someone like me personally, in order to get to that happiness, you have to hold two truths. Like you have to be able to accept that your childhood was awful, period, right? Maybe there was like
Yep.
really nothing redeeming about it other than like the cartoons in my case, right? And also like not harbor, you know, hate towards individuals or, you know, things of that like that. It's hard. It's
Mhm.
hard, but I feel like it's a choice to spread positivity, but at the same time there's like this fine line, right? Because sometimes, especially when people are like, you know, struggling, you know, they're in their really vulnerable moments and you say something and it's meant to be encouraging, right? But it could be read the wrong way,
Yeah.
especially if it's coming from someone who seems to have it all put together, you know what I mean? Like if you can't relate. So I feel like that sometimes like holding that. And then also I know we've joked about this, like not being Captain Save-A-Ho. You cannot be. And it's hard, Cassidy. It's hard because I
Yep.
want to help everybody, but like I feel like that like infantilizes, is that the right way to say it, people, right? Like
Hmm.
we're
Yeah.
grown, like you could sit with people in their mess, right, and help them figure it out, but they have to have that agency. I don't know, I said a lot.
Yes.
I don't even know if did I answer
Yes.
your question. I hope I did.
Yeah. I think it's still a good conversation. Still good. And you're making very good points. The fact that you asked, did I answer your question? Um, that made me lose what I had.
I think
Hi.
you
We were talking about the toxic positivity, and
mhm.
then we were talking. Oh, the Captain Save a Ho. That's
Yeah,
so funny.
yeah, that's the best
Oh,
way to
just the
describe
fact
it.
that when you help people, you can only help those that want to help themselves.
Yeah,
Um, there are people that just try to like use you for your energy and that positivity, and that's when yeah, they're using you at
no,
times. So
it's
you have to
hard.
make sure that you are investing that positivity in the right direction too, towards people that actually will take that and
Yeah.
internalize and use it and not just feed off of it.
Right, like the whole, you know, only pour into those who pour into you type thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It can be
And
hard sometimes though.
I learned that especially through recruiting. I learned that a
I
lot.
bet. I bet. You know, something I've always wanted to ask you since I've met you, which feels like 15 years ago at least. Um, like
Hmm.
recruiters get a you hear a lot about recruiting and recruiters get a lot of like bad rep. We talked a little bit about this I don't know, recently. What
Hmm.
is that like? How what is that like? You know, they say like, oh, recruiters, they're cold, they're careless, they're this, they're that. But I feel like there's a lot more that is not really known of like the expectations placed on y'all, like quotas and things like that. Are you comfortable with sharing that kind of aspect of the job?
Yeah. I think a lot of times that hiring is a process that involves a lot of moving pieces and a lot of people. When it comes to determining like what you're looking for in a role and what you want, the recruiter is the one that is like in front of the candidate. That is like who is public facing. So that is who is getting like the flack of like the bad hiring practices. Yeah. When in reality, a lot of the issues that are happening, and don't get me wrong, I am not trying to like defend all recruiters as a whole, because I even said on one of Kelly's posts the other day, a lot of recruiters act almost like salesmen instead of the hiring analysts that they should be. Right.
That's a stereotype. Yeah.
And it's because they do have like quotas, or they'll have commission, or there'll be other things that incentivize them to like just make placements or just get people hired and things like that, instead of doing it for the right reason and to make sure it's a good fit for everyone involved. So a lot of things that I see happen are like lack of communication between the people in the hiring process. So hiring manager, other people that are involved in that, they'll go on vacations, or they'll need something specific in the role and not mention that.
No update.
And then they're interviewing these people and not mentioning that this is the reason why, you know, they aren't moving forward. Just things like that. And, you know, the recruiter is the one that ends up trying to manage that. And
the middleman trying to put out all the fires.
They're the one telling the candidate, like, I'm sorry, this is what's going on. And a lot of times, you know, the recruiter doesn't have like that full
context
power.
Or power, yeah,
they don't have the ability to like make these decisions all on their own. It is like a hiring process with lots of people involved. So I think a lot of what people don't see is how much recruiters do fight for them, like on the backside. And because it's not just me, I know that there's plenty of people, plenty of recruiters that are constantly fighting for like more fair wages for the roles, doing the market research to say, no, like we should be paying this much for it. Or standing up and saying, look, this person is good for this role. I know it doesn't look like it, but listen to me. And recruiters are also the ones that are listening to those that are actually in the job market and know what's going on right now. Because a lot of the stereotypes that I hear as far as like, oh, well, if there is a gap in their resume, there must be an issue. Like those sort of things are coming from the hiring managers or the other people that have not been in a position where they need to be the job seeker. So they don't understand why so many people are in the position that they are, why so many people have like resume gaps and the different things that could happen. And just like, especially after COVID, like things changed so much.
Yes.
It's rare for people to not have some sort of gap. So it's also trying to manage those expectations of those that aren't in the market and being like, no, like this is what I am seeing. I am the one out here.
Yes. Wow. You know, that's so very, very fascinating, because as you're talking, I keep thinking like there's so many parallels of what I see like it in the scope of my research with looking at like how college readiness was looked at, or how it is looked at. So you talked about like being like the one on the on the ground, right? You're the one who's the most like candidate facing, right? And oftentimes doing the interviewing, things like that. I feel like there's a lot of parallels there with teachers, right? Teachers say a lot of things like, this is what students need. Here's what, how they're performing on these things. Here's the things that are not being measured. But that's not taken back by the higher ups, right? Like, I feel like a lot of expectations are placed upon educators. A lot of extra labor is absorbed by them, which is what I'm hearing from you, described by the recruiters, right? The managing the emails, the managing like, hey, they need this all of a sudden. Can you send this right away? I'm so sorry. And then they get mad at you, right? Same thing, students get mad at us for, grades. It's different. Like, I don't teach K-12. I mean, yes, I do, but I don't. But the students that I teach are protected under FERPA. So like their parents can't, contact me. They try, but I tell them, no, and I direct them to where they need to be directed. But yeah, very fascinating. A lot of parallels there.
Yeah, I definitely see the parallel between the teaching and, especially, I know you don't only teach K through 12, you do more so like college.
Yeah, but, primarily.
Those, just having like those, I don't know, stipulation, like you're being told you have to teach these certain things. By people that aren't teachers.
Right. Exactly. And with dual enrollment, it becomes even more complex, right? Because you're navigating two sectors of education. So while my only experience teaching in the K-12 sector is via dual enrollment, but I do have expertise in cross-sector research just because of like what I did with my PhD. And it's very complicated. Dual enrollment is booming. If you look at it, it's in, I think, all of the states now. There may be two that don't. It's really driving enrollment in a lot of ways because we had a projected enrollment cliff to happen this year, and it did. So a lot of colleges are really relying on that dual enrollment, and the partnership, but the funding's horrible. It's very siloed and very decentralized. Like, meaning there's not a lot of communication between the institution that provides the courses, right, and then those partner high schools. But anyway, I could totally go on and on and on and on about that, but yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like we're ignoring the chat, Cassidy. This is what happens when besties talk.
No, it just feels that way because I have structure, unlike some people.
Yes. Me? No. We're talking about Max, right?
Yeah, obviously. He's like the only one I take digs at. And it's because he knows that it's with love.
Yes. Maxley Quaxley. He sent me a gift finally, so no more Maxi Pad.
No.
Yay. Took forever.
He upgraded from Maxi Pad. I'm proud of him.
Yes.
What did Josh say here? How do recruiters know which resume to pull out? I mean, no one ever expects me when they go off a resume.
That's a good question.
Yeah, I mean, I look at all of them. But that's also another, like,
I feel like that's changing a lot, right? Like, our AI's changing that probably a lot. Like, how y'all shortlist, like, candidates and stuff like that.
So from what I have seen, the programs I have used, AI's like place in it pretty much is it will scan resumes and read it to see like how matched it is to the job description.
So like keyword searches, probably things like that.
Yeah, very much like SEO type deal.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
And certain ones will, when you're doing a search for people within your system, like it will rank based on those, but it doesn't like filter people out necessarily. So there's definitely people that will be like lower on it because their resume doesn't match as well. But being told that like you're automatically being rejected, the only way you're being automatically rejected is if you had answered a knockout question, which means that you were not eligible. So you don't live in a country where you're able to, or something else that
it's a dummy
makes
item.
it where you're ineligible. So it's a touchy subject too. And you know, I only have so much experience being in like skilled trades and manufacturing and healthcare because I don't touch tech at all. And that's where a lot of this is coming from.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating. And was that Josh that asked that question? That's a really good question, because I've thought about that. Like, to piggyback off that question, like LinkedIn, like what in the heck is their recipe to tell job recommendations? I'm really curious, because some of the ones I get are wild. It's like, why would I ever be interested or qualified or like whatever for that? That would be I wonder what kind of, because again, I'm not super tech savvy, but I know my way around, you know, different statistical software and whatnot. But LinkedIn ain't gonna give me their data set. I could tell them like, hey, I'm your mom. Send it to me for free. Don't make me pay for it, please. Thanks.
Right. Okay, LinkedIn mom. What are your house rules for us?
House rules. Oh my gosh. I think number one is like, love yourself. I know that sounds so cliche. I know it sounds so cliche, but it's like, love yourself. Like, you have to believe that. For real, you have to believe that. Even if it's a fake it till you make it. Like, have y'all heard of self-fulfilling prophecy? Are y'all familiar with that term? Usually it's happens like via, like, it happens externally, right? So, for example, I'll just use one that I use in class a lot. Let's say an authority figure in your life, you know, says like, you're never going to do this, or you can't do this. You're not going to amount to this, blah, 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 blah. And you hear it so much that you end up internalizing it, right? And it unfortunately becomes true. But like, we do that to ourselves all the time too. We psych ourselves out of, you know, going for things, you know, shooting our shot, whatever it may be. And stop doing that. Don't do that no more. Love yourself, please. Even if you have to tell yourself it's for me, that's okay. Because I know how that can be, right? Sometimes we have to say like, this is for someone else, right? Sometimes I'm like, I'm going to get through this for my kids. But eventually, do it for yourself. Yes. Love yourself.
Oh.
Yes.
Is that the only one? Is that the only house rule for being a LinkedIn member? I shouldn't even say LinkedIn member, just like a member of like the community. Our community here.
I mean, I think be intentional, right? And also recognize like there's people, like whole people on the other side of the screen that you're communicating with. Support one another, right? Like, support. I shared a post here recently. I'm like, yes, preach. Like, cheering people on that's not gonna impact your success whatsoever. You're only in competition with yourself, right? We're all here. I think it was last night in Max's stream, I had said like, I've literally only known you all for a little over a month, and like, it's been overwhelming. I was telling you about this too. I had like a little checkout day. I think it was Wednesday, because I've been going through it. It's been a lot, and a lot of things, but part of it is like, just, this is really new for me. I'm very much a helper, right? Like, I want to help. I want to, you know, talk to people. Like, I'm a human Labrador. Hello. I want to be everybody's friend. But like, it's starting to get a lot, y'all. Like, it's starting to be a lot to deal with, like a lot to keep up with. So, I don't know, that too. I'm not saying that just for me personally, but like I guess that's a good lead into the parasocial relationships, I think, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
Maybe, kind of.
definitely.
I
Yeah.
I have a lot of thoughts on that actually.
Go, please do tell. Do
A
tell.
lot of thoughts on that actually, because I feel like I've been around for long enough to see like the evolution of social media and like
Mm-hmm.
how, so like the term, I don't remember the exact researchers. I meant to look it up. But the term like was coined in the 50s. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Parasocial relationships or parasocial something or another. And essentially to describe like how people perceived and related to, people on the radio, on film, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, there was concerns back then, but like, oh my goodness, how that shifted, right? Look at how
Right.
we have access to literally everybody, anybody we want, any, influencer, content creator, celebrity, whatever you want to call, you know, public figure, like if they make themselves available, right? So that's one thing. But I think about like attachment. So like attachment styles. I've tried to find, since we talked about it the first time, I've been trying to find an article, but I haven't had luck yet. So like there's 4 primary attachment styles: secure attachment, insecure attachment, avoidant attachment, and then wait, no, sorry. There's 3 and then one has the subtypes, right? I
Oh.
don't know. I've checked out. I was supposed to work today. I was supposed to lecture today and I didn't because I was off work. Anywho, so there's a few types of attachment. I'm curious to see, like, has there been anything done on that? How people relate to one another, if that impacts how they navigate parasocial relationships, because I don't think they're inherently a bad thing as long
Mm-hmm.
as boundaries are recognized and respected, right?
Yeah.
And it shifts as your platform changes, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Um, being online, being authentic, sharing parts of yourself comes with people feeling that they know you on a deeper level than they do. And thus
Yeah,
feel that they can kind of just tell you whatever because they think that they know you on that level. Like the things that I have had people tell me and like their first conversation with me, like it's bad, and I'm
oh
like,
yeah,
what?
I'm a psych
I don't even
professor,
know
trust me.
you.
Trust me, I've heard things like, I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna have to, file a Maxient report or something? Or no, it wouldn't be a Maxient. It would be, I don't know, one of those. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's it. It's difficult. I haven't gotten that like here yet, but with
Mm-hmm.
students, for sure.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see
Yeah,
that for sure. Um,
yeah,
and I mean, you're told growing up too, like, tell a teacher if
yeah.
you
Lori got
aren't
it. Yes.
okay or whatever.
Good job, bestie daughter. Yes, it's secure, anxious, avoidant, and then disorganized attachment. Yeah.
Lori's on top of it.
Yes. Woo. She gets extra credit. Yay.
Gold
And maybe
star.
cookies. And a gold star. Yeah.
Ooh, I don't promise cookies because
Oh yeah, we can't do that. Oh no.
Rob said define parasocial again, please. I was late like a dickhead.
No worries. Well, I don't have the
Rob is
exact
so
definition,
funny.
y'all. So essentially, like when it was first described, it I want to say it was in like the mid 50s or so.
That's
So
crazy
that
to me.
yeah. So this was back when like behaviorism was still pretty prominent as like the most, dominant school of thought in psychology. Um so with that, a lot of psychologists were concerned with things that were like directly observable, measurable, right? But the cognitive revolution was starting to trickle in at that point. And it really was a revolution because a lot of the prominent figures at that time, Noam Chomsky being one, who he wasn't a psychologist, he was actually a linguist, very well known for the language acquisition device. Anywho, sidetrack. Parasocial. So around this time, this was like very interdisciplinary. You were seeing this move towards like understanding introspection and free will and thought and how people relate, and also a lot of social psychology principles there too. But it's basically just parasocials to explain how people relate to figures in the media. And what we were saying is like it's transformed quite a bit over time since that term was first coined. Yeah. Hey, Natalie. Hi, Mom.
Something Jared had said, and I actually talked to him about parasocial relationships too, just a little bit. He said, yeah, Shelby, I think that's a good point. A parasocial relationship is just about the direction of attachment and interaction possible. That's just descriptive, and it can be fine as long as people understand it has a different dynamic.
You get extra credit too. Yes. And I can't promise cookies, but if I could send them through the screen, I would. Yeah, that's an excellent point. And again, like, I think it's okay as long as healthy boundaries are maintained. And I mean that on both ends, right? The person who's consuming the content, right? And also the person who is creating the content, because I think I don't want to speak for you, but I think I can here, is that like we're both very like giving people, right? Like we're Captain Save-A-Ho. Yeah. We want to help everybody, right? And you can't, you can't, like, I can't even imagine what it's like for you, Cassidy. I don't even like have the following. Like, I have a fraction, but like I was telling you, it's grown, like doubled very quickly, and that's very weird. And I'm grateful, and it's exciting, and I'm loving it. But it's also a whole lot, like a whole lot. I was like, whew. On Wednesday, I just kind of like, took the day. I was still here. I was still posting and whatnot, but like, I just was like, I've got my Cassidy Patacity show, and then I got Maxie Quaxley show. So I need to just decompress a little bit. But that's all, like, again, I try to hold as many truths as I can, right? Like, you can really love something, really be enjoying it, and also being like, whoa, this is a freaking lot. They could both be true.
Yeah. And I'm glad that we're talking about it earlier on with you like growing your following right now too, because a lot of it started before I got to this point too, and I just didn't recognize it because I had like a smaller following. But I had people tell me like in-depth information about like their health. I've had someone tell me about like their freaking sexual assaults in their first message to me. Like, you don't know me, like that very well could have been like a trigger for me. It was very detailed in addition to that. So it's just you need to be cautious of that. And setting those boundaries ahead of time before it gets to that point, because I have seen as I grow, there are more and more people that are like that, and there hasn't been a ton. I don't want anyone to feel like they are messaging me too much or anything. Like I set boundaries with the people that I need to set boundaries with. I tell them like, you need to.
And most people are reasonable, right? Yeah, most people are reasonable. Most people know like you have a life outside of this. Most people know that I have 75 children, so it's like it's a learning. I don't know. We'll keep checking in, right? That's all we can do.
Protect yourself, Shelby.
Yes. I got my staff
set
here.
Your boundaries.
Yeah, set my boundaries. Yes, for sure. Close my DM. No, I'm kidding. I won't do that.
Yeah.
I love talking to you all. It may take me a while to get back, but I do love talking to everybody. It's fun.
Yeah. Another thing talked about recently was just like seeing a comment and feeling that that's not representative of the whole relationship or dynamic behind that either.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing too. A lot of people are overly friendly. That's not a bad thing, but it does give the impression of a deeper connection that there is.
Oh, you're telling me.
And that in itself can kind of invite that parasocialness too.
Yeah, no. And that's something I'm navigating too, because I deal with that all the time here in my real life. Like, I'm approachable. I love to talk. I could yap. Truly, anybody's a potential friend. I could talk to anybody. I'm the person who will like be exchanging numbers with the cashier. Like, we're girly pops now. We're gonna go to Ulta. Like, that's just how I am. But that does get misread often. And I mean, it's not always bad, but like it can be bad with men in particular. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from being me. If it comes to a point where things are, well, hey, no, this is not that. And most of the time it's shut down and things are fine. But if not, that block button is right there. And
you'll also have a conversation and be like, bestie, we for real are not besties. I'm sorry to tell you.
Right. Exactly. And see, that's another thing. Again, I am chronically online. So I understand that that's something that people do in their little communities. You give pet names, you do that. And I do that in my real life. Hello, you're Cassidy Patacity for a reason. Like, I do that. But like, besties, that it's a term used as, just we're besties. But I have real besties too,
Yeah.
I can't be everybody's bestie. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah. A friend to all is a friend to none. I believe that shit with my whole chest.
Yes, truly, because it's not possible. You can't give yourself fully to everybody.
Yeah.
But you can be supportive. You can be someone who is always going to like gas people up, right? Because sometimes you need that. Sometimes we need someone else to do it for us so then we can believe it, right?
Yeah.
I think so. You feel so light too? Not you, Matthew, you are one of the for real besties. Everybody, I've got capital B's and then I've got besties, right? It's like besties and besties. I'm just being honest, y'all. If y'all want to know me, you got to get to know me. Everybody in the comments can't be my bestie,
You need to know the difference between a bestie and a bestie.
Yes. But I do love everybody. I do. I think you can. I think you can love everybody. Or have love for everybody. Just like move through life with love.
Yeah. Rob said Cassie is in my phone as Casso, as I should be.
Yeah, hello.
Casso's my little nickname. And it's kind of crazy too. I started getting called that in high school, and none of the people that used to call me that I am friends with. But my husband adopted the nickname, and like some of my other friends that had not like been part of the original crew or whatever, they gave it to me, adopted it. So here I am 10 years later still using a nickname that a bunch of people gave to me that I don't talk to anymore.
I love that. It's been repurposed. Love
that. It has.
Aaron, bestie getting testy. What's your nickname again, Aaron? Count Dripula?
Yeah, because of his great outfits.
I love his outfits. Aaron is a capital B bestie.
Yeah. Will said checking our DMs to see if I got a capital B or lowercase b.
Will, you're a capital B bestie. Will had some really good points that I need to that reminds me that I need to send to Max that we could talk about maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, you're over.
Yeah. That was cool. I don't remember off the top of my head, or I'd say him now. I mean, I could just go pull him up. I think it was something about workplace dynamics, I think. And if I remember, it was making me think, like, I'm not super well versed in IO psychology, industrial organizational psychology, but I mean, I know a little bit about it. We touch on it at least in class.
Yeah.
Rob did his makeup for me. Oh, thank you.
No, I thought I made it up talking about the nickname Casso. No,
did your makeup.
Do you know Rob? Are you connected?
Yeah, Rob was on. He came on here. Yeah, I watched.
Rob's not doing his makeup.
No. Rob is very like manly man. Yeah, Rob's great.
Yeah, no, I loved having him on the show.
Yeah, I respect the work he does. It's a lot of like support for dads and stuff. That's wonderful.
Yeah, no, and like I even mentioned it when I had him on it, but like, you know, my parents, they were divorced, so like my dad was a single dad. I know like the struggles that he went through trying to navigate in the court system as like the father and not the mother. So I know like the different I know the stereotypes and the different bias is the word.
A lot of bias there. Unfortunately.
So yeah, I really liked being able to highlight that a little bit.
Yeah, that was a really good episode.
I know, they're all really good episodes.
Yes, they are.
Except for the one that Max was on. That's my lowest rated one. I'm not kidding. That's the one with the least amount of views.
Oh wow! So let's rethink the first guest on my show. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Max. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do you like that, Quacks.
Quacks. Yeah,
you wear makeup?
No fucking way. I'm wearing makeup.
Max is gonna let me do his makeup, maybe.
Is that before the concert or a different time?
Well, I mean, maybe that day. or I was thinking, what would y'all like to see when we meet up? Do his makeup that day, or we could do like a get ready with me on one of the episodes, and we can like guide him through.
Stop! Get ready with me. It would be so good,
right? Yeah, let's do it that way. Okay, that's what we're doing, Max. I'll send you what to go buy, and we'll teach you. Me and Cassidy will teach you. Yeah, he's got to get makeup. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll go drugstore. It'll be cheap. No worries.
Yeah, I may not believe it, but I used to have not even used to. I have like a really big makeup collection, like really big.
Do. Me too. I don't know if you can see it right here. You probably can't. If I move, no. There's a bag right here. No,
I can't see it.
There's this bag right here, and it's literally full of eyeshadow.
Yeah,
it's all eyeshadow. I don't wear makeup really much these days. I just don't have time. But I used to be like full. I wanted to go to cosmetology school at one point. Yeah.
Like back in 2016, those memes about the girl that would pull up at 7 a.m. with a full beat. That was me.
Me too, girl.
Every morning.
Me too. Yeah. I miss it.
But then I started working in an office, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. People are being weird.
It's a lot. Yeah, I just do like my brows and my mascara, a little lip gloss, call it a day.
Yeah, I didn't even fill in my eyebrows today because I woke up and I said, oh, fuck.
She's like, oh, it's time.
I was like, why is Shelby calling me? I still have an hour. I did not have an hour.
I did not have an hour.
I literally got my time mixed up with the Chit Chat show. Do you know how embarrassing that is? To get my show mixed up with Max's? Like, yeah, I know. It took a lot for me to even admit that just now.
Someone has an IO Psych degree, Jared? Nice.
Jared said IO Psych is getting lit on fire right now anyway. Half of corporate studies rely on dynamics that are getting thrown out the window on a daily basis with how employer-employee dynamics are shifting in the white-collar work. Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was thinking about going back to school, going either for IO Psych or to go for organizational development. But we'll see where things go. Because just in the last, I don't know, year, not even, like, things have changed.
Yeah, no, I get that.
Where my life is going, but it's going good.
Yeah, things have been very weird here too. Weird in a good way. Here I am, like, I finished my PhD and, let's start podcasting. No, okay. Sure. But no, it's been great. Life has been wonderfully weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good kind. Yes, so get ready with me. Let's do it.
When did you graduate?
May 13th.
This year?
So like just over a month ago. Yeah.
Do you have a plan with it? Are you like, this is what I'm going to do now that I have my PhD? And you just haven't gotten there yet, or?
Yeah, really, truly, I want to do a lot of things, Cassidy. So, like, I used to think that I wanted to be, like, full-time faculty, like, landing a tenure track position was, like, the ultimate goal. And sure, would that be cool? Yeah, but I'm not tied to that, per se. Like, honestly, I don't find anything about going to one institution and working there for like 20, 30 plus years. I don't find that attractive. I feel like that's kind of becoming archaic at this point. Like that's not what people do. Like people move around jobs so much. But also like I don't want to just like I love teaching, but like I really want to do more research. I've been exploring open scholarship. When I met my colleague Andy, we just submitted a chapter like 2 or 3 days ago to the editor. So woo woo, that's like officially in the press process. That's so exciting. When I met Andy, he's very like passionate about open scholarship, and he writes a lot about that and posts a lot about that. And I'm like, man, I really subscribe to that. So I've been thinking, like, I was completing my, the last bit of the dissertation. It's like, what does this look like? And I've been thinking about doing a podcast for a while, but I just, haven't had the guts. And then I met you and Max, and like, man, here we are. But I like to talk to people. I like to interview. I like to, learn. I don't want to spend all this time on, research and then submit it to a journal and only other nerds in my field are going to read it. Like, I'm still going to publish, but that's not the only way to get your work out there. And I want to talk to people, like everybody, there's different stakeholders, as we say, there's different audiences, and I think the kind of stuff that I research, there's a lot of, applicability across the professional world.
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's a great point. And, a lot of these things, like you're saying, are only read by other nerds that are interested. Like, people aren't going out of their way. The average person's not going out of their way to read a psych research paper.
Nope.
But what they will do is watch a 30-second TikTok of some super cute doctor telling them like all this stuff. So you do have a good opportunity to be able to get that information out there and to be able to bring it to people that otherwise would not see it, would not have access to it.
Yes. I think this is, I really encourage other scholars, other, PhDs to not like put themselves in a box. I argue against that. I critique that in my scholarship all the time. But yet I found myself doing exactly that here, right? Like washing myself down, putting myself in a box, being very careful with what I say, what I post. And, I decided I'm not going to do that no more. Like I just went through the hardest thing that I've ever done. I feel like not to say like I needed a PhD to finally earn my own internal worth, but it's always been a goal. It's always something that I wanted to do. I feel the most me that I've ever felt in my entire life right now. So I was like, why not? Let's do it. Let's like really give this little linky dinky a shot. Let's be me, like actually me, not just researcher Shelby, but like all of me. So my music, my random thoughts. Well, not all of me, because I could be very unhinged. Yeah, so most. Y'all get like 85%, we'll say.
Jared said something else interesting. He also said whispers, but I said not to whisper it. He said, and sometimes the nerds have an agenda and think they're so smart that they're above unconscious bias.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's such a good. That's why Jared's like one of my favorites.
That's
he makes such good points like that.
That's a really good point, and I'm glad that you said that because it made me think about like feedback, right? Like when you're in school, like when you're doing a graduate degree, whether it be like at the master's level, at the doctorate level, you're writing a lot, and that writing is constantly being evaluated, by your advisor or your chair, which is usually the same person, not always, your committee members. And like, it's really hard to not personalize that. I talked about this in one of my posts, but also even another skill is figuring out like, where is this coming from? Where's this feedback coming? Like, is this coming from ego? Because you get a lot of that. They'll throw something in there, right? And then you address it, and then they come back to the next draft. They're like, well, why did you change that? It's like what? Are we reading the same document? But that is a skill too, learning how to, put feedback in buckets. Like, okay, is this really going to be helpful? Is this really about their ego? Yes. Or do they feel threatened? That happens too. Yeah. Faculty, they feel threatened by their students, right? Especially if I'm not saying this happened. I am very fortunate. Like I had a wonderful advisor who is now one of my friends, my committee, wonderful people. But you do hear that, like it's like a sabotage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can definitely see that. And it kind of goes into something that I talk about often, which is just about the fact that there is so much advice out there. And like a lot of what I talk about comes from like the job seeking angle, since that's what so much of my content is about. But especially when it comes to job seeking, where you're just told like, you need to do this, you need to do that, you're not getting a job because you're doing this, like being told all these different things, when all the advice that's out there, it's not all meant for you. You need to have that ability to look at what you are doing, and be able to understand if the advice that you are reading is actually applicable and will actually help you, or if they're just talking out their ass. Yep. And that's really hard for job seekers too, when they don't feel like they have the direction that they need and don't know, like, they don't know what to do. They are in a stressful situation. But it goes beyond just job seeking too, just advice in general. Like when you read it, like you need to understand that it may not apply or work for you.
We call it the hidden curriculum in the literature. And I actually use that a lot. I use that lens a lot in my research. And you're describing exactly that. And the other side of that, so those, things like it's figuring out the patterns of like what's useful, what's like, I don't need that. But also like those things that are like extremely useful, but you don't figure it out until hindsight, or there was a helpful mentor or someone who's like, hey, this is actually how this is done. Or, I think a good example for me was I had an advisor that was very tough. Like he was very tough, but also very compassionate, right? Which I think that's a really hard, like, to be both like really hard on the work, but also very caring, which he navigated that very well. But I'm very grateful for that, because now I'm like putting out a lot of work. I have a lot of things that are going to be published soon. You know, I know what to look for. I know how to metabolize the feedback that I'm getting. And that's part of the hidden curriculum. And I have that because he chose to pour into me, right? Yeah, that that's not the norm though, unfortunately.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. And that's something that, you know, I have found here on LinkedIn that I'm grateful for, is there are a lot of people that are willing to help and are willing to pour into others.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, me too. That was the whole reason I started posting.
Same.
Yeah. Noah said maybe I don't have a job because I hate working. It just dawned on me.
I think you had an epiphany there, huh?
Yeah. Or I have a resting I hate working face.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I know.
It's a good thing I work from home.
Yeah. I feel that. When I do my video calls, I try to keep my camera off when I can, because my face.
Yes, same.
I've even had like someone from the team message me and be like, I can tell, like, you were not satisfied with that answer. I'm like, you know it.
Yeah.
Because why would I be?
Right? Who would be?
Yep. And then here's Jared making another great ass point. Maybe you don't hate work, but maybe you hate giving your time and creativity to the people that don't value it.
Clock it.
Yes,
absolutely. Absolutely.
I was just telling someone earlier, like, now is the time for consultancy and freelancing and doing your own thing. You cannot bank on any corporation or company to have your back.
Right.
And especially not now.
No.
But what you can bank on is yourself. You can bank on yourself to show up for yourself.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's what I'm eventually gonna end up doing, getting here. We'll see how things work out.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. And I think it's applicable broadly. Like, that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. I'm sure there's some people who know me that are like, this is odd, Shelby. But in academia, there's these expectations, right? You continue to be in the ivory tower. You become faculty. You do this, you do that, you do this, you do that. It's like, no, I'm a scholar practitioner for a reason. I have versatility. I don't have to do that. I can do what I want.
Perfect. Okay. We're finally getting towards it. I know. I just want to plug real quick that we are playing Cards Against Humanity tonight. Are you playing, Shelby?
Yeah. At what time?
It'll be 9:30 for you.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, for sure.
So join our Discord. DM me if you need the link for it. But we'll be joining there 10:30 Eastern until midnight. To play Cards Against Humanity. It's going to be so much fun.
Absolutely.
And then what are your closing thoughts, Shelby?
My closing thoughts are, I hope that you heed my advice or my house rules of loving yourself and believing it. And I took attendance. So if you weren't here and you said you were going to be here, I'm going to go say something on your page. Just saying.
Tag them all in one post. Be like, where were you at the podcast tonight?
You said you were going to be here and you weren't. I'm kidding.
They'll be like, actually, I was there on time and Cassidy wasn't.
Yes. So much fun.
Too fast. Thank you for coming on, Shelby. It is always such a treat to talk to you.
My pleasure.
Thank you to everyone that came and watched. Yes. The next one will be on Sunday at 4. We'll set 9:40 for Cassidy. Shut up.
Good one, Will.
Funny. No, that's funny. No, I will be on time for it.
Yes, you will.
Our spectators welcome at the human card game. I don't know, I don't know how you would watch, though, because you have to, like, join on a website.
Okay.
DM me. But thank you all for coming. We're all going to have a good time. And I hope you all have a fantastic evening.
Bye.
Bye.